What is up, Budget Billers? My name is Trill, and we have some breaking news out of Washington over the weekend, especially on Monday. The tensions between Russia and Ukraine is getting worse by the day. And I also have some breaking news regarding that situation as the Russian president ordered his troops into Ukraine on Monday night. Yes, this ended up causing the stock market to drop more than 500 points overnight as these troops are moving into certain territories. Also, guys, former President Donald Trump has launched his new social media platform on President's Day after all. And last but not least, guys, hey, we do have some good news for our low-income families. And this is regarding the fight for the child tax credits to come back once again. Now, those are just some of the topics that we are covering today. So if you're interested and you want to be a part of this channel, be so kind and go ahead and subscribe to it. It's totally free. And if you end up liking today's video, then go ahead and hit that like button for us. It really helps out this channel. Now, let's go ahead and start with the video. Alright guys, real quick, I wanted to ask you for your support on my new YouTube channel that will be launching sometime very soon, and it's called Budget Bill Finance. And also guys, I would like for you to go ahead and follow me on Instagram, where I'm starting to post every single day new content. So I would appreciate if you go ahead and sign up for both of those accounts, and those particular links will be down below in the description. Well guys, the Russian invasion continues to heat up over the weekend. Check this out.
Vladimir Putin has ordered troops into eastern Ukraine, and according to a senior government official familiar with the latest intelligence, the expectation is they could move in as soon as tonight, what would be the early morning hours there. What's more, and it is underscored by the enormous array of Russian forces you see on the map, nearly a dozen American and Western officials now tell CNN that what we've seen so far today appears to just be the opening salvo of a larger possible military action. Just moments ago, we saw a video being played on the Russian outlet RTVI. As you can see, it shows trucks pulling field artillery down a road, apparently through the city of Donetsk. Now, to be clear, we don't know who this belongs to. It follows Vladimir Putin this afternoon signing a decree recognizing two Moscow-backed chunks of eastern Ukraine as independent republics, and significantly ordering troops into the territories, an invasion or an occupation, despite the propaganda that Putin uses, calling it peacekeeping. Even more ominous, what he had to say in a lengthy and combative speech. His remarks began with a twisted history lesson distorted to Russia's point of view. They ended with a threat to all of Ukraine. In fact, a sort of denial that Ukraine even exists.
So there you have it, guys. Russian President Putin ended up recognizing these breakaway regions in the Ukraine, and he has ordered his particular Russian troops to go into that area. And this is causing some major concerns right now because Moscow orders these troops into the Ukraine separatist regions after Putin recognizes their independence. Now, what this means is that these particular areas that he recognized as separatists, these are some territories that are backed by the Russians. And he hinted at the possibility of a wider military campaign and laid claim to all of the Ukraine as the country created by Russia in an emotional address to the Russian people. Now, the Russian state television then showed Mr. Putin signing these particular decrees and directing the Russian Defense Ministry to deploy its troops into those particular regions to carry out what they are calling peacekeeping functions. Now, the order was condemned as a violation of the international law and Ukraine's sovereignty by several nations at an emergency meeting of the United Nations Security Council on Monday night. And he calls them peacekeeping, said that Linda Thomas, the U.S. ambassador to the United States. This is nonsense. We know what they really are, she said. It was not immediately certain whether the Russian troops would remain only on the territory controlled by the separatist republics or whether they would actually seek to capture the rest of the two Ukrainian enclaves whose territory that they actually are claiming. So again, guys, this thing is heating up. But we did hear from Mr. Zelensky, and he said that, hey, look, we are on our own land, he said. We are not afraid of anything or anyone. Mr. Zelensky spoke to President Biden and called a meeting of his security as well as his defense council, in which the White House officials said that Mr. Biden would impose sanctions against people doing business in the separatist regions and that the White House would soon announce more sanctions coming forward. And that's where we have this article right here, which states that the U.S. said it will impose sanctions on the breakaway regions, but not for now on Russia. So again, guys, the U.S. is holding back right now and not necessarily announcing the sanction that it plans on placing on Russia until they particularly attack anybody in the Ukraine. But it looks like that's exactly what's happening. They are going into this region over last night, and then maybe sometime today that they might fire a missile. They might provoke some type of war or type of attack going on. We still don't know exactly what the plans of President Putin he has under his belt, but they are suspecting that he is trying to get the Ukraine to go ahead and fire first so the Russians can actually say that they were provoked and that's why they ended up attacking Ukraine. But so far, guys, this is still a developing story, which overnight it actually caused the United States Dow market to actually drop more than 500 points as these tensions between Russia and the Ukraine continue to brew. And it says right here that stock futures fell sharply on Monday night as traders continue to monitor the brewing tensions between Russia and the Ukraine. Futures tied to the Dow Jones Industrial Average were down about 542 points, or around 1.59%. The S&P 500 futures slid about 1.83%, and the Nasdaq was off by 2.46%. And that's not the only market that ended up feeling this brute, because we also see that Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index ended up dropping about 3% last night as these particular tensions continue to escalate. And then we also saw oil prices, they are starting to surge. It says that oil prices jumped in the afternoon of Asia trading hours, with international benchmark Brent crude futures up around 1.46% to $96.78 per barrel. For U.S. crude futures soared around 3%. And so, guys, hey, this thing is not over yet, in which the stock market may continue to drop even further until we can all get this thing resolved, and hopefully Mr. Putin and his team of troops can go home safely and no one can actually fire a missile or any rounds of ammunition. But guys, hey, I will keep you guys posted on any updates regarding this story, and we'll just continue to keep our fingers crossed that we are not headed towards another war, especially with the Russians. But anyways, guys, hey, the former President Donald Trump ended up launching his social media site called Truth. He ended up launching it after all on Monday, which was President's Day. Initially, he was planning on launching it on that day, but then he ended up changing his mind, and it looks like they ended up changing their mind again, in which they ended up launching this particular social media site. Now, it is called Truth Social, and it's just sad because what happened in the actual launch on President's Day, especially with him being the former president and all. But ended up happening, guys. They're saying that in this article that it said that it's just embarrassing as you could imagine. And that is why, because they ended up launching this Truth Social on Monday, but they had a ton of issues getting this thing off the ground. So yes, guys, this Truth Social app was offered for download on the Apple App Store to a limited number of subscribers who had pre-ordered the app, and then others who were added to the waiting list are to be given access over the next 10 days or so. But this app launched on Monday, President's Day, and the site encountered technical glitches shortly after its launch, with reports that subscribers were shut out for hours. Others had trouble signing on. The site is not expected to be open to anyone who wants to download it until next month, but due to a massive demand, we have placed you on our wait list. Read a message to some of those trying to access the platform, adding that, hey, we love you, Donald Trump. But hey, guys, I ended up downloading the app because I wanted to see exactly what this app entailed and to see exactly how many subscribers was actually on this app. Now, I do not subscribe to the Republican Party, or nor do I subscribe to the Democratic Party, but I just wanted to download this app to see exactly what was going on and exactly what they were going to be talking about in the app. And I ended up signing up with it earlier on Monday, in which I never received the email that they send to you in order to verify your email address, but I had to resend or re-request that particular verification email, and I did that late last night, and I actually finally received my verification email. But once I clicked on that, this is what it said right here. This is the message that I received because I was trying to log in and become a subscriber to this particular Truth Social site. So yeah, guys, as you can see, this particular app is really having a little bit of trouble on its first debut day. And it's really sad because this is not a good look for the former president, Donald Trump. But I'm sure those guys and those developers will work out the kinks over the next few days. But it does say if you did not pre-order it previously, hey, you are on the waiting list and you might not get access until another 10 days or so. But anyways, guys, as you can see, a lot of people have signed up for this site because it's around 300,000 plus people have signed up to be members. And as you can see what my number was as I am on the waiting list for this particular Truth Social app. But anyways, guys, hey, moving on to some good and positive news, because we do have one of the GOP Republican senators. He is now pushing to revive the child tax credits, regardless of the particular work requirements. Now, the Republican senator said several Democrats have expressed interest and spoken with him about his proposal, which includes the key differences from the previous child tax credits. So over the past few months, Senator Mitt Romney, which is a Republican in Utah, has quietly pushed for the Republican-friendly version of the expanded child tax credit, and he hopes could gain some bipartisan support. Now, his proposal would bring back the direct monthly payments many parents used for 6 months last year to cover the cost of food, clothing, and child care before Congress let the child tax credit expire. But Romney's form of extra monthly payments would add stringent work requirements, as well as slash programs that aid vulnerable Americans, as well as make significant changes to the tax code. Now, with the additional work requirements and the reduced safety net programs could be tough pills for Democrats to actually swallow, even before they consider the sticky issue of tax reform, which is a bipartisan bill that might be the only way for the expanded child tax credit to actually land on President Joe Biden's desk for his signature. And Mitt Romney has largely worked with fellow Republicans on his particular plan that he introduced, but the conversations with the Democrats have increased in the last month or so. And Mitt Romney said that, hey, look, I think the momentum is growing quite a bit and there's more interest because folks on the right want to do something, the aide said. And he also said that I think folks on the left side are realizing that if they don't do it bipartisan way, it's not going to happen. Now, so far, it's unclear which Democrats might be receptive to Romney's pitch. He said Thursday that there's several Democrats who have expressed interest and have spoken with me directly, but he declined to name exactly who those individuals were. Now, Senator Michael Bennet, which is a Democrat in Colorado, who has been involved with the Democratic efforts to secure an extension of the expanded child tax credit, he has said that he's open to advancing the policy as a standalone bill, including working with the Republicans to actually get it passed. But thus far, he has expressed opposition to cutting social programs and adamantly opposes adding any work requirements to this particular plan. And then also they heard from Senator Joe Manchin, which he was one of the individuals who ended up killing this particular bill to be included last year. Hey, he said in a statement on this past Wednesday that he supports the existing child tax credit that is still in place, which doesn't provide direct monthly payments to parents. Now, a recent study showed just how effective the payments were in lifting children out of poverty, but also how quickly the rate shot back up after the program ended at the end of December. So anyways, guys, hey, this is some good news that we actually have one Republican that is trying to work with the Democrats on getting the expanded child tax credit to actually be passed once again. He introduced his own bill in which it has some type of work requirements to be included. But the good news is that, hey, they could bring back this child tax credit back to the American people because, as it stated right here, guys, in the recent study, it showed that how effective those particular child tax credits were for the American people, in which it prevented as well as bring people out of poverty. So again, guys, this is some very exciting news. And also, I told you guys on a previous video in which how one state actually ended up passing a bill that was going to give out $1,200 child tax credits to individuals. Now, this particular article was only for the state of Vermont, and so far only the House has passed this particular bill. Now, that bill is headed towards the Senate to be passed, and if you want to research that information, I believe that bill is called the H-150 bill in Vermont. So if you want to go ahead and Google that information, you sure can. Also, you can go ahead and check my video right here out, and that information is included in that video as well. But that is some good news as well, on top of Senator Mitt Romney introducing a bill that is going to bring back the child tax credits. Now, this is some exciting news, guys. But anyways, guys, hey, I hope all of this information in this video was helpful to you today. Well, anyways, guys, hey, that's all I have for you today. Now, if you enjoyed this type of content and you want to see more, hey, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. It's totally free. And if you like this video, then go ahead and hit that like button for us. It really helps out this channel, as well as it tells YouTube to share this video with others. But anyways, guys, hey, I appreciate you guys stopping by and watching, and I hope to see you on the next video. Peace.